behind the truck. Get behind the truck. Get behind the truck. Get behind the truck.
Like, nobody's listening to me, even if I say push, though.
Oh, we are.
You drive right here, bud. Right here. I'm right here.
Nearby rogue agent killed.
No, I was beside you right there when you died.
System disrupted.
I mean, there are.
System reactivated.
It's fucking jammed.
Immediate medical assistance.
Working
Look
out.
how many there's fucking shooting us.
I took a lot of damage.
Why you dead? He dead.
Agent vital signs.
They're right here, yeah.
Rogue restore hive detected.
Hold on, Camino.
Focus.
Oh, they're saying focus.
Yo, where's the... Stop moving the heel.
System disrupted.
Nice.
You guys move the heel. Why did you guys move the heel? That's all I understand.
Right here.
Hey, Jim.
Because I have 3 players shooting me from behind.
Nearby rogue agent killed.
We
One
cannot
more.
stay there.
Beam by the healer! Even though y'all did all the damage.
Behind us.
Rogue agent neutralized.
Middle of the fucking street.
Landmark engaged.
There.
Rogue stinger hive detected.
Clipping it, too. I'm clipping.
$362. Oh my goodness.
Detonated gear detected.
About to post in 5 seconds. This guy's pushing on him, Eddie. Get the guy on the left. Get the guy on the left. He's weak. Alright, watch out, watch out. Left side again. Watch it, watch it. They're pushing. They're throwing nades.
One down.
Oh, I got down.
Time they were fucking flagged up, we lost. The hammer beat us flagged up.
He killed me in my menu? Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
I got the skill build
Oh,
on
they
me.
don't have a healer now. They don't have...
Right in front of me. Climb rope.
They're already shooting in the back, bro.
I'm pushing.
Yeah.
Where's your jammer? You got it?
Oh shit, Clever, you got 3 on you.
He's pretty easy too.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm pretty easy. Okay.
How much of my
Oh,
disease?
he's another there.
There's something wrong with this server, bro. I'm kidding you.
Ooh, they focused the shit out of me.
Out of time. At the top. At the top.
That's right. That DPS, huh?
Yeah. If I get killed twice in a row by a bot like KleverThumbs, I'm gonna sell off my build.
Yep.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
What happened, motherfucker? Now you're running, right?
Yeah, he just got fucking cooked. He just got destroyed.
Back online.
Ah, not good.
Here, they're pushing me on this side.
Get the med kit, bro. Waited too long to pop the med kit.
I got one. Got one. Damn. 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 Eagle Bear, no shield, bruh.
Oh my god. Really? Oh.
Oh my god, this fucking chum bucket comes from behind.
Rogue defender drone detected.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is your man KleverThumbs, and today we are bringing you another 2021 banger. This is actually going to be my AR beam build with close quarters SMG. You guys are actually going to see exactly how I achieved this. But before we get started into this, definitely smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and turn on that notification bell. Sometimes you might have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. Turn on that notification bell. That way you guys do get the active alerts, because there's some technical difficulties with YouTube. But with that being said, let's commence with the build video. Now, as you guys have seen in the gameplay, this is a very unique build. Actually, KAMIKAZEVONDOOM did hit me up on Discord, and he told me to try this combination out. The two talents at least. So I put together what I believe is one of the strongest AR builds for this type of setup right here. It's different. You have to time it right. You know, it can get very frustrating, but once you achieve the combination and the synergy to this build, you will see why it actually shreds. So I actually do run it two different ways, but before we get into this into the build, let's break down the specialization. I chose firewall. A number of reasons. It's pretty much the best probably specialization to run. It's kind of annoying, but that shield, you know, you can't really do much about it, but that shield is going to help me proc in sync. That is the best way to proc in sync, besides my drone constantly firing and it just getting EMP'd or shot down. But that's the only reason why. And the medkit is somewhat decent. It's not as it used to be before, but breaking down the build video. The SMGs here today that I'm using, the SMG is actually going to be the SIG MPX. This is actually the apartment non-named version. So do have 13.1 SMG damage, 16.5 critical hit chance, and 10% damage to targets out of cover with in sync. Not the best rolls, but this baby does hit pretty hard. I've gotten anywhere up to 300k crits with this, if I'm not mistaken. This is actually pretty beast itself. Good SMG, check it out. It's actually a little tip here, this MPX is actually the only SMG that can shoot up to 22 meters without losing its damage, fall off, and accuracy, and all that good stuff. Any other SMG, the damage is like up to, I believe, like 17 or something like that. So you do get an extra 5 meters out of this, which makes it extremely viable. You guys can actually kind of sort of beam with this SMG, believe it or not. But moving on to the secondary, which is the Eagle Bear. Some of you guys may be familiar, heard about it, seen about it. This is the Eagle Bear, the famous Eagle Bear. It's probably one of the top tier assault rifles in the game. It's an exotic, it's awesome. The rolls here are pretty decent, and it's overall a good gun. I'm not gonna get it too much into this, but this gun is amazing. Definitely check it out and try it for yourself. If you guys don't have the Eagle Bear, highly recommend the FAMAS with InSync. You're gonna proc InSync with the shield. It's really cool. It hits really hard, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why right now. So moving on to the chest, sorry, not the chest, the mask. The mask is the Coyote's mask, which is a pretty decent mask. 15% weapon damage, 5.4 critical hit chance, and 11.3 critical hit damage with an 11.6 critical hit damage mod. So the Coyote's mask is really good. You get different types of buffs depending on what your the distance that you're hitting the target from, and that depends on how much more additional critical hit chance and critical hit damage you get. So I'm going to be shooting pretty far for the most part, 15 to 25 meters. So I'm going to get the extra 10% critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. Anything close to that is going to be 25% critical hit damage for my SMGs, which is going to be ripping and shredding. But the key to this build is definitely the chest piece right here. The chest piece talent is Gunslinger. I'm running Sokolov for that 10% SMG damage and 15% critical hit damage. The core attributes: 13.7 weapon damage, 5.2 critical hit chance, and 11.4 critical hit damage with an 11.8 critical hit damage mod. Now, like I was saying, the talents. This is where it gets tricky right here. Gunslinger. Weapon swapping increases total weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds. This buff is lost for 5 seconds if you weapon swap while it is active. So in other words, don't overlap these. Make sure you swap, wait for your gunslinger to disappear. You know, usually you have enough time to shoot 2 mags before you have to swap to your gunslinger. Depending on the situation, but like I said, it's tricky, but once you get it pat down, it is a really good build. Different beams up far, really far and up close. So gunslinger is actually going to give you 20% weapon damage on top of your in-sync, which is going to be 30 right there off rip. So that's 50% weapon damage just for that combination right there. Moving on to the holster, which is actually the Sokolov holster, which is going to give me that 2-piece 15% critical hit damage, but the core attributes: 170k max bonus armor, 5.6 critical hit chance, and 10.6 critical hit damage. If I could max those out, I would. Moving on to the knee pads, everybody knows that these are the best in the slot. Fox's prayers. Why? Because 8% damage to targets out of cover is actually multiplicative, and you pretty much want to have one of these right here all set up, as well as the contractor's gloves. The contractor's gloves is also the best in the slot. 170k max armor, 8% damage to targets out of 8% damage to armor, which is actually multiplicative, and a 10.7 critical hit damage mod slot. Moving on to the backpack, which is like pretty much the butter on the bread right here. Grupo gives me that extra 15% critical hit damage. Core attributes: max armor, 170,000 attributes, 11% critical hit damage. If I could have that critical hit chance here, it would definitely help out my build a lot. I have 8% hazard protection, so I'm farming for a new backpack. If you guys have that, that'd be amazing. You guys will reach amazing crit numbers. Right now I'm sitting at something decent, but we'll get right into that. So 11.8 critical hit damage mod slot. Versatile is a talent here. If you guys aren't familiar, Versatile used to be really strong a couple patches ago. I know it says 35% damage to enemies within 15 meters, but if you actually go down to the PvP stats, turn those on, you will see that it says 25% to enemies within 15 meters for shotguns and SMGs. People would use this with the shotgun and it'd be extremely powerful, because it was at 35%. So now it's at 25%, and you're using that within 15 meters. You're gonna have the Coyote's mask, you're gonna have Gunslinger, and you are going to have in-sync. That is, and a crazy amount of weapon damage right there. So that is how I'm able to achieve these really high numbers that you can see in the gameplay. And also for the assault rifles, if you look down at the bottom, it says 10% amplified damage to enemies between 15 to 25 meters for LMGs and assault rifles. Well, you do know that when I'm in that 15 to 25% meter bracket, I'm also getting that 10% amplified damage, and I am also getting my Coyote's mask which is going to give me that 10% critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. That is why I'm really not worried too much about my critical hit chance on this build, because the Coyote's Mask is going to help me out a lot. But let me just show you something, guys, real quick. If I am running with the tank healer, with the healer build, I am going to throw this bad boy on right here. It's a 1.7 right here. This build is still going to smack because you're going to have that weapon damage from your future initiative healer. But guys need more damage, put on the Coyote's Mask. It is going to help you guys out a lot. So like I said, for the skills, the Firewall Shield is going to help you out, amp damage, and you're constantly going to proc and sync if possible. And then you guys can put whatever you guys want here. Scanner Pulse definitely helps out your build a lot because you're going to be able to see people. You need to be able to know where they are at, where you're going to set yourself at, where you're going to do a tactical retreat to turn and burn. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to play the build. It's really fun. But moving on to the stats. So the stats on here, like I said, if I could have that critical hit chance, 6% on the backpack, that'd be amazing. I'd be at like 53 yeah, 53.7 critical hit chance with 184 critical hit damage. That is amazing. That is a lot for an SMG. Oops, sorry. Like I said, that's a lot for an SMG. But if you guys want to see the Eagle Bear, I can show you the Eagle Bear. The Eagle Bear stats are pretty similar. You have 32% critical hit chance. You're going, wow, that's really low. But remember, when I swat to this Eagle Bear, I want to be far away. So I'm automatically getting a 10% critical hit chance and 10% critical hit damage. So I'm going to go to 46 critical hit chance with 200% critical hit damage. Pretty much. But like I said, you guys don't have the Eagle Bear, you can throw in that FAMAS. I think on the FAMAS, I do have different mods on here. Critical hit chance, and critical hit chance. So I'm sitting at 41. And if I shoot anybody with the mask, this thing is still doing a decent amount of damage because I do have 174% critical hit damage. So it's really good. You guys can choose whatever you guys want to do, but this build is amazing. Definitely try it out. I'm gonna drop down the link into down below for KAMIKAZEVONDOOM's channel. Go check him out. Cool dude. But this is your man KleverThumbs, and I really like this build, and I'm signing out. Peace.